In our previous pronunciation lesson, I introduced you to vowel harmony. If you missed that lesson, please pause here, go back and take that lesson before you come to the present one, because this is a continuation in the series on vowel harmony. We posed 3 questions in our introduction. So since the A, the E, and the O vowels represent 2 distinct sounds each, we asked, if you come across the A vowel, how do you know whether you should pronounce that as the regular A sound or as E, right? And similarly, if you come across the vowel E, how do you know whether you should pronounce that as the regular E sound or as E? And again, if you come across the vowel O, how do you know whether you should pronounce that as the regular O sound or as O, right? And to answer those questions, we introduced the very important concept, the vowel harmony. I told you, just as the name suggests, vowel harmony simply means harmony between, the vowel sounds within an environment. I told you vowel harmony restricts the co-occurrence of certain vowel sounds within the same environment. So we divided the vowel sounds, the 10 vowel sounds, into 2 equal sets. We had the plus ATR set and we had the minus ATR set. And even though I told you about how the division was made, I told you not to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. You just have to memorize the 2 sets. And each set contains just 5 sounds, so it should be easy to memorize. Now, we said vowel harmony restricts the occurrence of vowel sounds from either sets within the same environment. So I told you, as much as possible, you'll find that vowel sounds from either set will not co-occur within the same environment in Chi. So I gave you word examples to demonstrate that. But then I told you that is not always the case. Sometimes you find vowels from either set appearing within the same environment. But even when that happens, vowel harmony still ensures that there is harmony by ensuring that there is a change in sound or sounds at the level of speech. So we said how vowel harmony does that is, if there is a minus ATR sound and it's followed by a plus ATR sound, the plus ATR sound causes the minus ATR sound to change into a plus ATR equivalent to ensure that there is harmony. Okay, so you see these 2 sets. We have the plus ATR set and then we have the minus ATR set. So if in an environment you find that there is a minus ATR sound and then the next vowel sound is a plus ATR sound, in most cases you find that the plus ATR sound will cause the minus ATR sound that precedes it to change into a plus ATR equivalent to ensure that there is harmony. So today I want us to focus on the vowel A. The first question that we posed in the introduction was, if you come across the vowel A, how do you know whether you should pronounce that as the regular A sound or as the second sound E? How do you know? So with this vowel harmony rule, I want us to focus on this particular question and give more examples to demonstrate how you pronounce that in different environments. Now, out of these 7 vowels, 4 of them come with a single sound each. So there are 4 amongst these 7 vowels that, each of them comes with a single sound. And those 4 are the U, the I, E, and then O. Okay, so these 4, U, I, E, and O, they represent a single sound each. Unlike the remaining 3, the A, the E, and the U vowels that come with 2 distinct sounds each, right? For the 4 vowels that represent a single sound each, 2 of them are plus ATR and 2 of them are minus ATR, right? So we have the U and the I as plus ATR, and then we have the E and the O as minus ATR. So we have the division here. Now, based on the vowel harmony rule, we said if you find a minus ATR sound and the next vowel sound is a plus ATR sound, that plus ATR sound will cause the minus ATR sound that precedes it to change into a plus ATR equivalent. Right? Now, with this in mind, let's take the vowel A and try to find out when we pronounce that as the regular A sound and when we pronounce that as the E sound. You know the E sound is plus ATR, right? And the regular A sound is minus ATR. So with the vowel harmony rule, if you come across the vowel A, you just need to check the next vowel. If that next vowel is a minus ATR sound, then the A gets pronounced as the minus ATR version, which is the regular A sound, right? But if that next vowel is a plus ATR sound, then the A must be the plus ATR version, which is E, right? So even if it is an A sound, because the next vowel is a plus ATR sound, it will cause this A to change into E for there to be harmony within that environment, all right? If you've not gotten it up to this point, don't worry. We are going to use some word examples to make everything clearer, all right? So for our first word, we have this one. You see the vowel A in front, right? So we have A, but we don't know whether we should pronounce this as the regular A sound or as E, right? So you check the next vowel sound, and the next vowel is O, right? O. And we know O is one of the four that comes with just a single sound, right? So O is always O, and O is minus ATR. Now, once we know O is minus ATR, then this vowel A in front will be pronounced as the minus ATR version, which is the regular A sound. So we say aponche, not a ponche. So you don't say a ponche because E is plus ATR, but O is minus ATR. So the A in front should be minus ATR for this to be considered harmonious. Okay, so we have aponche, aponche. Let's see another example. We have this one. Now, again, we have the vowel A in front, and we don't know whether we should pronounce this as the regular A sound, which is minus ATR, or as E, which is plus ATR. So we need to check the next vowel. If that next vowel is minus ATR, then we pronounce the A as the regular A because that is minus ATR as well. But if the next vowel is a plus ATR sound, then we need to pronounce the A in front as the plus ATR version, which is E, right? Which is E. So here, the next vowel is E. E, and again, this is one of the four that come with just a single sound. So E is always E, right? Now we know E is minus ATR. So once that is determined, then the A in front will be pronounced as the regular A sound because that is minus ATR as well. So we say this as abe, abe, and not ebe. No, we say abe, abe. Let's see another example. We have this one. Again, we have A in front, right? And we want to know whether we should pronounce that as the regular A sound, which is minus ATR, or as E, which is plus ATR. So we need to check the next vowel. If that next vowel is minus ATR, then the A gets pronounced as a regular A, which is minus ATR as well. If not, and the next vowel is plus ATR, then the A gets pronounced as E, which is plus ATR as well. Okay? So here, the next vowel is E, right? E, and E is minus ATR, right? So we pronounce this as apese, apese, and not epese. No, it's apese, apese. Another example, we have this one. Again, there is A in front, right? So we need to determine the sound of this A by looking at the next vowel sound. So here we have the next vowel as O, right? O, and O is minus ATR, right? So the A gets pronounced as the regular A sound because that is also minus ATR. So we have this as a confirm, and not a confirm, right? A confirm. So for all these examples that we've looked at, they are minus ATR, right? Now let's see some examples from the plus ATR set. So we have this. Now we have A in front, right? The vowel A in front. And we need to determine how to pronounce this. So you check the next vowel. If that next vowel is a minus ATR sound, then the A will be pronounced as the minus ATR version, which is A, right? The regular A. But if it's plus ATR, then the vowel A will be pronounced as because that is plus ATR. So here, the next vowel is U, right? U, and U is one of the 4 vowels that come with just a single sound. So U is always U, and U is plus ATR, right? You see it here, right? So once we have U as plus ATR, then the A in front will be pronounced as the plus ATR version, which is right? So we say edru, not adru. Okay, so it's edru, okay? Let's see another example. We have this one. Again, we have the vowel A in front, right? Now, the next vowel is E, and E is one of the 4 that comes with just a single sound. So E is always E, and E is plus ATR, right? So since the E is plus ATR, the vowel A in front will be pronounced as the plus ATR version, which is right? So we have esichri, and not asichri. You don't say asichri, it's esichri, okay? Esichri. Let's see another example. We have this one. The first vowel is A, right? But we don't know whether this is the regular A sound, the minus ATR sound, or the plus ATR version, right? So here the next vowel is U, right? U, and U is amongst the 4 that come with just a single sound, right? And we know U as a plus ATR sound. So the A in front will not be pronounced as the regular A sound because that is minus ATR. So the A needs to be pronounced as the plus ATR version, which is right? So we say pempru, not pampru. We didn't say pampru, it's pempru. Let's see another example. We have this one. Now we have A in the middle, but not just one. There are 2, right? So since, we have the same vowel twice, we look at the next vowel that is different, right? The next vowel is E, right? E, and we know E is plus ATR. So we need to pronounce the A in the middle. Both of them actually, because they are the same, right? We need to pronounce them as the plus ATR version to ensure that there is harmony. So the plus ATR version of the vowel A is right? So we say baby, not baby. You don't say baby, okay? So it's baby, Do keep in mind that it is always the vowel that comes after the A, E, and O vowels that will determine how the A, E, and O vowels are pronounced, not the vowel that comes before. Okay, so you look to the right and not the left. So it is always the case that it is the vowel that comes after the A, the E, and the O vowels that will determine how the A, E, and O vowels are pronounced, not the vowel that comes before. So for the vowel that comes before the A, the E, and O vowels, they can be minus ATR, they can be plus ATR, and that will not determine how the A, E, and O vowels get pronounced. So for example, if you take a word like this one, this is bisa, okay, bisa. Now, you see the A at the end. I'm pronouncing that as A, the regular A, which is minus ATR. So I'm saying bisa, bisa, not bise, right? I don't say bise. So it's bisa, bisa, the regular A sound, which is actually minus ATR. But if you look at the vowel that comes before that, that is E, and E is plus ATR. But that doesn't determine how the A is pronounced. Because if it did, then we will not pronounce this as bisa. We would have pronounced this as bise, right? So what I'm saying is you always have to look to the right of the A, E, and O vowels. Another point to note, and I mentioned this briefly in our introduction, is the fact that vowel harmony does not only affect how the vowel sounds within a word, like within a single word, are pronounced. They also affect how vowel sounds across words in words that are close by are pronounced. So according to the vowel harmony rule, we said if you find a minus ATR sound and the next vowel sound is a plus ATR sound, then that plus ATR will cause the minus ATR sound that precedes it to change into a plus ATR equivalent, right? Now, similarly, if you have one word and it's followed by another word, and you find that the first vowel of, the second word, right? The first vowel of that second word is a plus ATR sound, that can cause the last vowel of the preceding word to change into a plus ATR equivalent. Let's go back. So we said vowel harmony ensures that there is harmony, right? And how it does that when there are sounds from the two sets appearing within an environment is that if there is a minus ATR sound and the next vowel sound is plus ATR, the plus ATR sound causes the minus ATR sound that precedes it to change into a plus ATR equivalent to ensure that there is harmony, right? Now, this is within a word. But this same, rule applies across words. So how that happens is if you have a word and it's followed by another word, right? So let's say you have a sentence and then there's a word and it's followed by another word. And you find that the first vowel of the second word is plus ATR. Even if the last vowel of the first word is minus ATR, the plus ATR sound of the second word will cause that last vowel, which is minus ATR, of the first word to change into a plus ATR version to ensure that the whole construction is, harmonious. Let's use some examples to, demonstrate this. So if we take this sentence, for example, if I'm to pronounce each part separately, so this has two parts, right? If I'm to pronounce each part separately, for the first part, I would say onya, right? Onya. And we have B at the end. But the way we say this together is onyebi. Onyebi, right? Onyebi. And what is happening here is, you see the E in the second one, that is the first vowel sound. And that E is from the plus ATR set. So that E will cause the last vowel, which in this case is double, right? We have the A vowel at the end of the first word, right? And that A vowel, we said, can be realized as the minus ATR version, which is the regular A sound, or as the plus ATR version, which is E, right? E. And we get to pronounce this as the plus ATR version, which is E, in this environment because the E in the second word is from the plus ATR set. So that causes the last A here to be pronounced as the plus ATR version, right? The E, to ensure that there is harmony. So we say onyebi, onyebi. Let's see another example. We have this. Now, if I'm to pronounce these separately, right? So we have two parts. If I'm to pronounce these separately, I would say bra, right? Bra, mu, bra, mu, right? But the moment I say them together, so if I say this in an environment and I want to say this together, you hear bremu, 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 okay? And this is so because the first vowel of the second word is u, and u is plus ATR. So that u in the second word will cause the last vowel of the first word, which is a here, to be pronounced as the plus ATR version, which is e, right? So you hear bremu, bremu, bremu. So this actually explains the pronunciation of the word for the palm, right? We say insem, insem. So insem is the palm, and this actually comes from nsamu, right? Nsa mu. Nsa is the hand, and mu is in. So in the hand, the palm. So the first vowel of the second word is u, and u is plus ATR. So once you say it with this mu, the u in the second word, which is plus ATR, will cause the last vowel of this, which is a, to be pronounced as the plus ATR version, which is e. So you hear insem, insem, and not insam, right? You don't say insam, no, it's insem, insem.